What's up, party people? How you guys doing today? It's another beautiful Friday, and it's the end of the week. The weekend's coming up, and I hope you guys have something exciting planned for the next couple of days. So do me a favor, in the chat box, I want you to tell me, what do you have planned for the weekend? Because the weekend is also an awesome opportunity to do some more exercise, to move your body, and that, as you know, is going to boost your insulin sensitivity. And it's also an opportunity for you to just chill out and not do too many things. So let me know. I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to be doing this weekend. It's called The Beach. Kylie and I and our friends are going to be going to the beach, and we're going to be spending a lot of time in the sun. And we're then, when we come home from the beach the next day, we're going right back to the beach. That's what we do. And we live in Florida, and life is good out here. And there's still plenty of sun to be had, even though it seems to be pretty cold in other parts of the country. Okay, now here's the thing. You guys get to learn about a secret that nobody else knows. And I'm excited to tell you. But before I do that, let me just read these comments here coming in. Diane says her birthday lunch. Woo, Diane, I'm excited about that. Good work. Happy birthday. Gina says hello from Ottawa. Diane from Minnesota. Deb says she's going to go hiking. Deb, that's awesome. I'll join you. Sounds like a plan. Tony says he's coming in from Columbus, Ohio, North America, planet Earth. I love it. Let's see. What else you guys can be doing this weekend? I want to know. Tell me. Okay. Diane says she got her first snow in Minnesota. Oh, that pains me to hear. It's only October, and it sounds like it's cold over there. I hate to say that, but it's nice and warm over here, and we're gonna try and keep it that way. Okay, so the reason why today is a big day is because every year we host an online annual summit. And it is a summit in which we interviewed about 20 to 25 world experts on diabetes and all of the tentacles of diabetes. And the summit keeps on getting better and more fun and bigger and bolder and badder every single year. This year is without question the most fun summit of the year, of the entire last 6 years. And I say that because we conducted every single interview with all of these experts, and we had a blast. And there's some new information that was presented this year that nobody has ever heard before. And I can tell you that because I haven't even heard it myself. Now, it's called the Blood Sugar Revolution Summit. And here's the thing. You guys are literally the first human beings to find out about this, okay? You're the first human beings that are going to be allowed to register for the event, because the rest of the world right now cannot register for this event, okay? We are gating entry to this event, and you guys, being part of our family, are going to be the first people to find out about it and get your opportunity to register. So the event is from November 2nd to November 9th, which is still some time from now, but you're pre-registering right now so that you can get inside and make sure that there's enough space and enough availability before anybody else can. So if we scroll down on this page, what you're going to learn here is that this summit is the world's premier summit to teach you how to reverse insulin resistance. And I know I feel like a broken record when I say this, but trust me, there's a lot of other summits that try and tell you how to reverse insulin resistance. In fact, there's another one that's happening right now. And I'm listening to the interviews in there, and I'm literally shaking my head saying, how is this information allowed to get out? Because it's not correct information. Here, you're going to learn exactly what you can do to reverse insulin resistance. And if you've already heard it before, guess what? There's new stuff inside that you've never heard before. Okay. So you're going to get to hear from 22 experts this year. And you're going to get an opportunity to join live interactive webinars every single day if you decide to upgrade to the transformation package, where you purchase all of the recordings that you can own in audio and video format. So if we keep going down this page, let me show you exactly who's going to be inside of the summit. Okay, a little bit further down. There we go, right here. There's 7 days of presentations. The first day is where we have these three gentlemen, Dr. Michael Clapper, Dr. Neil Barnard, and Dr. John McDougall. They're going to set the stage for what insulin resistance is. You're going to learn the biology of it. You're going to learn how it affects your brain, your liver, and how it affects and what types of effects it causes in your body. The three of these guys are very, very good at research. They know their stuff inside and out, and it was a pleasure to talk with all three of them. The next day, you're going to learn from 3 other experts: Nathan Crane, Clint Pattison, and Joel Furman. These are actually 3 very good friends of ours, and they're going to be talking about inflammation, inflammation, and inflammation. Here you're going to get to learn what causes inflammation and how does inflammation manifest inside of your body. You'll learn the link between inflammation and insulin resistance, aka inflammation and blood glucose elevations. But you're also going to learn why inflammation can increase your risk for cancer from Nathan Crane. Very good friend of mine, brilliant, brilliant researcher. In addition to that, you're going to learn about autoimmune diseases, and you're going to learn about how the cell membrane inside of your red blood cells and tissues is affected by the particular types of fatty acids you eat, and how you can change the membrane composition simply by tweaking the foods that you eat. Some foods are going to lead to chronic inflammation from a cellular level. Some of them are going to lead to reduced inflammation. And Clint goes into mad detail about why that's the case. Then Dr. Joel Furman talks about micronutrients and micronutrients and micronutrients. He's brilliant when it comes to really understanding how micronutrients can actually protect you against inflammation. And he's the 3rd speaker of the day. Okay, keep going down. A little bit further down, perhaps. Bess. Maybe I'm frozen. I don't know. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Day 3, gut health. Dr. Will Bulsiewicz, Dr. Robin Chutkin, Dr. Ellen Desmond. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you can't attend any one, if you could only attend one day, this is the day to attend. These guys are brilliant. They're all very good friends of ours. And the quality of these interviews is insane. Okay. Anything related to gut health, to short chain fatty acids, to reducing intestinal inflammation, to getting rid of dysbiosis, and really setting yourself up for long-term success. This is an incredible day of awesome information. The next day is, there's a delay again. Coming to me. Slowly. Tammy, you says you're awesome, Cyrus. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it. Another individual says, Diane, I love bread. Cool. Who doesn't? Bread's awesome. Day 4, how to protect your liver, your heart, your kidneys, and your mind. These guys are really freaking smart. Sean Hashmi, he's a nephrologist. In other words, he's a kidney specialist. This guy will talk about how your kidneys and how your liver are affected by the food that you eat. Very, very good talk. Brian Asbill, new entrant into the summit this year. He's a cardiologist. He's also a very good friend of ours. And he's going to talk about the connection between diabetes and heart health. You may have heard a similar type of presentation before from people like Dean Ornish, or from Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, or from Dr. Columbus Batiste himself, but this comes with a different spin, and it's really important to understand exactly what Brian has to say. Number 3, Columbus. He's going to talk about how you can become selfish, but not selfish in the way of in the way that you might think about it, but how you can use the acronym SELFISH to transform your life and choose new habits that are going to increase your long-term metabolic health. Great day. Very much to learn here. If we keep scrolling down, now we're going to talk about longevity. Dan Buettner is going to be talking about the blue zones and what are the actual lifestyle habits that people in the blue zones incorporate that maximize their longevity. Like, what can we learn from people all across the world in different blue zones that are living to 100 years and beyond? Jason Prawl, another very good friend of mine, he's going to be talking about chronobiology. We've never talked about chronobiology in the summer ever before. Chronobiology equals circadian rhythms, equals understanding how the clock in your brain and the clock inside of tissues can be harnessed to actually maximize your health, because a lot of the things that we do in today's world are actually out of sync with our natural circadian rhythm. So Jason's going to go into detail about what the heck are clocks, and why are we talking about clocks when it comes to your brain? It's fascinating talk. Luke is a really good buddy of mine. He runs the Plant Fit Summit. Luke is going to be talking about what's called carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide and stress. We like to think of carbon dioxide as the stuff that you breathe out, right? That's bad stuff. You want to get rid of it because it's a waste gas. And it's the stuff that comes out of your tailpipe in your car. He's going to be talking about why carbon dioxide is actually your best friend. And he's going to show you some breath techniques that you can use during exercise that can help you use your nose as your central breathing in and breathing out point by closing your mouth and the advantages of using nasal breathing. Luke is my personal breath coach, and I've been working with Luke now for a little while, and he has completely transformed the way that I breathe, and it's getting me better results in the gym, and it's also helping to regulate my blood glucose. So we're going to talk about everything that he has to say here. Okay, day 6, we're going to talk for Chef AJ, Rick Dina, Jim Loomis, and Karen Dugan. This one's all about practicality. We're going to talk about what to make in the kitchen, how to eat more vegetables, how to cook without oil. These 3 talks are really, really, really important. If you're struggling in the kitchen and you don't exactly know what to do, you don't know how to buy food, this is where you want to come. These guys are going to show you some very simple ways at which you can make some easy food substitutions that can make a big difference in your micronutrient intake, and can help you find ways to use the vegetables that you are buying at the grocery store and create them or create recipes that are really exciting and really fun. We love all of these guys, and they have another action-packed day for you. There's 2 more days left. Day 7, we got Ocean, Rip, and Michael Karlfeldt. Ocean's going to be talking about how you can save some serious cash when buying high-quality food, and you don't have to buy everything organic. Rip's going to be talking about the powerful effects of a 7-day plant strong diet. He's going to show you what can happen in 7 days. It's a really powerful talk, and Rip and Ocean have been in the summit for like 5 or 6 years, both. Michael Karlfeldt is brand new to the summit. He's a good friend of mine, and he's going to be talking about adrenal stress. He's going to be talking about how intense exercise and toxins, all 3 of those, can actually make your blood glucose control worse. We're going to understand exactly what he's talking about and why that's the case. And finally, last but certainly not least, day 8, one of our best friends in the world, John Mackey. If you've never heard of John Mackey before, it's worth reading up about him. John Mackey, he founded Whole Foods grocery store back in Austin, Texas in the 80s. He grew Whole Foods from being a single grocery store to the world's largest natural food grocer in the world, and he sold that business to Amazon for an ungodly amount of money. John Mackey is not only an entrepreneur that has a lot of time in the game, but he has a completely he's trying to change the world of healthcare, and he's venturing into a new business where he's going to completely revolutionize the way that healthcare is performed in the United States, and it's going to be really fun. So he's going to be talking about all of his experience and how you can transform the world in very simple ways, and you can use a lot of these principles to improve your personal health. So here's the deal. This took us a lot of time to put together. It's a gargantuan effort by everyone on our team, but the beauty is that you guys are going to learn way more than you've ever come to learn at this point. So there's a link on the screen, which is a pretty long, complicated link. And I think the link maybe you could put the link in the chat box, Bess, if you don't mind. Just click on that link and use that link to register for the summit. Okay. Again, it starts from November 2nd to November 9th. And we got a little bit of time to go, but trust me, if you've ever been part of one of our summits before, they're really fun, and they're super interactive, and we want you to join us. Okay. So Tammy asked a question. She says, Cyrus, how do I join and find out about your program and what you offer? Okay. So Tammy, here's what you do. Just click on that link that is in the chat box right now, bloodsugarrevolution.com/ a whole bunch of stuff behind it. Just go there, click on that link, and register for the summit. That's the first step. Secondarily, if you want to learn about what we do, here's what you do. You're going to find out about what we do and how we can transform your life once you participate in the summit. Okay. So the summit is a prerequisite to learning how to get involved in our coaching program. Our coaching program is changing people's lives every single day. And if you want to participate in that coaching program, we would love to have you inside. A shortcut to getting into the program is going to masteringdiabetes.org and masteringdiabetes.org/start, as you can see on the bottom of your screen right there. Just click on masteringdiabetes.org/start, go there, sign up to talk with a real human being, and we're going to be able to learn from you and see if you're a good fit for coaching. If we believe you're a good fit, we'll give you an invitation. If you're not a good fit, then we will not. But if you're interested in changing your life and you got the right personality characteristics, then we're interested in helping out for sure. Here's what I want to know from you guys. What questions do you have? Have you been part of a summit in the past? Have you not been part of a summit? What are you excited to learn about? I want to learn from you guys. So you tell me exactly what excites you about this summit. Because I'm telling you, I'm really excited about this thing. It's taken a long time to put this thing together, and I know it's going to be a complete game changer for a lot of people. Saw a comment on the screen earlier here. Let's flash some comments up here and see what we got. Okay. What if you struggle in the kitchen because you don't like to cook, says Shelly. Shelly, that's a great question. So if you don't like to cook, there's many options for you. There's actually companies that will deliver pre-made food to you, and that will just make your life easier because rather than spending money at the grocery store, you can just purchase pre-made food and have it shipped to your house. There's one company in particular that we love, and they're called Mama Sez, if you can remember that name. Mamasezz. Mama Sez. Go to their website. You can actually buy the Mastering Diabetes food bundle from them. They make awesome food, and it's very tasty, and it doesn't require you to sit in the kitchen and have to make a bunch of food yourself. Okay, that's my first recommendation. Second recommendation is find ways to batch prep food so that you only have to cook once per week. We teach you how to do that, and we make your life simple so that you can spend less time in the kitchen and more time doing other things that you love. Okay. Swami says, Dr. Jim Loomis is my local primary care doc. That's awesome. Swami, so I guess you live in the DC area. That's good to hear. Dr. Jim Loomis is a good friend of ours. He has been the doctor at one of our retreats. And if you're under his care, then there's literally nothing to worry about. That guy's a genius. And I hope that you're taking all of his recommendations to heart. Sam makes it simple. Do you use barefoot inspired running shoes? If so, what brand? Sam, the answer is no, I don't. I used to. I actually ended up with a metatarsal fracture in my right foot. And I think I just used them too much, and I was going a little bit too hard. So I don't use them anymore. And I don't really have any recommendations for you. Apologize. Tony, this just came in on my newsfeed. Elon Musk jumps on new weight loss trend, diabetic medications. I'd love to learn more. If you can send me some information, that'd be fantastic because Elon's a smart dude, and I want to make sure he's not jumping on a trend. Liz, can you drink soy milk every day? Can I eat Sprite oats every day with more blueberries and bananas than oats? Okay. Can you drink soy milk every day? The answer is yes, you can drink soy milk every day if you want. There's a lot of plant-based milks that are either soy milk or almond milk or oat milk or cashew milk or nut milk. They're all fine. They're all fine. So if you want to incorporate a little bit of that, go for it. I'm not going to say no. Can I eat Sprite? If you mean the soft drink Sprite, the answer is heck no. Get that stuff out of your diet. I hope maybe that's a typo. Maybe you meant something else. But if you really do drink Sprite, the answer is take the Sprite can and throw it in the trash can and go buy something that's more healthful. Okay. Can you eat oats every day? The answer is yes. Oatmeal is fantastic for you. Try and get the least processed oatmeal possible, which is either steel cut oats or oat groats. And if you can get either one of those, then you're setting yourself up for success. Sprouted oatmeal. Thank you. Sprouted oatmeal. The answer is yes. Eat sprouted oatmeal all day long, every day. That stuff is phenomenal for you. No questions asked. It's a whole grain. It's a green light food, and you're going to benefit big time. It's going to help lower your blood glucose in the long term. Liz says, can you drink? Oh, no, that was a different one. Roshan Cole, batch cooking. Excellent idea. Yes, batch cooking is a game changer. Okay. The goal, I don't want to add complexity to your life, guys. Your life's probably pretty complicated. You probably have a lot of things to do. You probably got kids, you got a job, you got school, you have a full social calendar. That's awesome. I want you to do all that stuff. The last thing I want you to do is sit there having to worry about your health and think about it when you go to sleep and sit there and try and scroll through YouTube all day long to try and come up with some stuff that might help and try and biohack your way to health. Like no more of that. We're done with that. Okay. I want you to have a long-term plan for optimal health. That's what we do. If you want a long-term plan that's going to transform your health, the Summit is a great place to start. Swami says, hearing you talk about how much fruit you eat per day has been a wake-up call. I guess I had fallen in for the old saying that an apple a day will keep the doctor away. Oops, an apple's not enough. This is a great point. So given that Jim Loomis is a good friend of yours, when we went to Costa Rica, or when I lived in Costa Rica, we had many retreats down there. And Jim Loomis came for one of our retreats in particular, and he was a doctor there. And he walked away from the 4-day retreat, and he was speechless. And I was like, Jim, what's going on in your head right now? He's like, listen, I've been coaching a plant-based whole food diet for a long time. I've been teaching people how they can transform their health. But my God, I have never in my entire career seen people eat this much fruit and have such dramatic results, have like a 50% reduction in their insulin use in 4 days, seeing a 40-point or 60-point drop in their fasting blood glucose in 4 days. He's like, my mind is blown. I've literally never seen this before. And so even he, with all of his experience, is learning just how powerful a fruit-based diet can be. So if you're sitting here thinking like, oh, okay, an apple a day can keep the doctor away, great. How about 10 apples per day? Okay. I'm not saying you should eat 10 apples per day. I'm saying, how about 10 fruits per day? How about 15 fruits per day? Okay. Just as a frame of reference, I eat between 15 and 20 servings of fruit every single day, and I have been doing that for 19 years. Let me just give you some quick math on that. Okay. 365 days a year times 19 years times an average of 15 fruits per day. In the last 20 years, I've eaten 104,000 servings of fruit. That's a lot of fruit. Okay. 104,000 servings of fruit over the last 19 years. Every year, I eat a minimum of 5,475 servings of fruit. That's a lot of fruit. I want you to open your mind to the idea that fruit is not just sugar. Fruit is vitamins, minerals, fiber, water, antioxidants, and phytochemicals. Literally high octane fuel. That's the best stuff on earth. What else we got? Swami, I have a long way to go. You win. Great. It's not a competition, but trust me, get up to 10 fruits a day and you're going to be laughing about how tasty it is and how good your blood glucose is. Okay. Mogdu says, is diabetes genetic? The answer is diabetes has some genetic precursors. There's no question about it. But here's the deal. Genetics is about this important and your lifestyle is about this important. Okay. If you put the two of them next to each other, your genes can determine whether or not your blood glucose goes up. Your genes can determine whether or not you have high cholesterol, but your lifestyle determines more. So if you can really capitalize on this dial that you have to your advantage and eat a low-fat, plant-based, whole food diet, that is way more powerful than any gene susceptibility that you may have towards some metabolic disease. Okay? People like to say, oh, my genes are so bad and my mom had diabetes, my dad had diabetes. And then they sit there and they continue to eat fast food and high fat food and a bunch of turkey burgers every day. It's not going to work. Okay. When you say low fat, plant-based whole food diet, how much fat per day? Is there a number? Jai, here's the deal. Go to Amazon, pick up the book, Mastering Diabetes. You're going to learn all the ins and outs. I'll tell you the answer right now, but please pick up that book and read it front to back, because we tell you everything you ever wanted to know about how much fat, what type of fat, trans fat, saturated fat, unsaturated fat, blah, 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 blah. We tell you literally everything you ever need to know. Okay. Go to masteringdiabetes.org/book and you can pick up the book there. The answer is 30 grams of fat per day at the maximum. 30 grams of fat per day at the maximum, hopefully less. If you can hold that true every single day for the next 30 days, watch what happens to your blood glucose. Most importantly, you want to get your fat from non-animal sources. You want to get it from plant sources. When you do that, the world is your oyster. I love oats, but old-fashioned steel cut both spike my blood sugar. Thoughts? Okay, Shelly, here's the deal. I want you to do an experiment. Your experiment's going to do this. For the next 7 days, I want you to put 0 oats into your body. I want you to put 0 oats in your body, and I want you to substitute, instead of eating oats, I want you to eat fruit. They may think, oh, I don't want to do that, Cyrus, because I like eating oats. The answer is fine. I'm not telling you you can't eat oats ever again. I'm saying just a 7-day experiment, okay? The reason I want you to do that is because oats can be problematic for some people. Some people report back that when they eat oats, their blood glucose goes high over the course of the next couple hours. It's very common. If I eat oats, my blood glucose goes high. It's not awesome. So I have to limit my oat intake. And as a result of that, I opt for other foods. If you can do a 7-day experiment where you eliminate oats and you eat nothing but fruit instead, I want you to see what happens to your blood glucose. Then at the end of that 7 days, I want you to put oats back in and watch what happens to your blood glucose. And you might see that it bops up again. At that point, you can make a personal decision as to how much oats you want in your diet. But trust me when I say that oats are very healthful for you. They're extremely nutrient dense. But if they're causing blood glucose elevations after the meal, which can happen for many people, then it might be smarter to reduce your oat intake and eat other foods instead. Okay, Betty, I heard your podcast with Rip and it changed my life. I'm pre-diabetic. That's awesome, Betty. I love it. I've been plant-based for a month and in the Mastering Diabetes 6-week challenge for 2 weeks. Good. My blood pressure meds have been cut in half. I feel amazing. And my fasting blood glucose has dropped from around 140 to between 90 to 110 most mornings. Betty, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Betty, do me a favor. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to write an email to team@masteringdiabetes.org, okay? Team@masteringdiabetes.org, TEAM. And I want you to say, hey, I was on a Facebook Live and I was talking to Cyrus and I want to tell my story, okay? I want to interview you because we just did the same thing with Stephen Page. And Stephen Page has so much wisdom and such an incredible story that as he was talking, I literally was like, my mouth was like, my jaw was open. I was like, are you kidding me? The dude lost almost 100 pounds. His A1C got cut by like 3%. I mean, he's transformed from the inside out. So Betty, I want to talk to you, okay? I want these results to continue, and I want you to develop a long-term plan, okay? 6 weeks is important. The 6-week challenge has been transforming people's lives left and right, but I want to develop a long-term game plan with you. We can talk about that, and we can also get you to tell your story and help inspire other people at the same time, okay? Jai says, dang, Betty, you killing it. Okay, this is the last question, then I gotta have to go, okay? Charlene says, I've heard from the meat eating community that some vegetables are high in oxalates and should be avoided as they can cause kidney stones, i.e. almonds and spinach. Is there any truth to that? Okay, check this out. We talk about oxalates inside of the summit. Okay, I'm trying to remember who it was in particular. It's Dr. Rick Dina. Dr. Rick Dina, he talks about high oxalic acid vegetables and whether you should avoid them or not. Here's what I think you should do. I think you should register for the summit. I think you should pay attention to every single lecture. And I think you should absolutely pay attention to Dr. Rick Dina because he answers your question inside and out. I'll give you the short answer. The short answer is don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry about oxalates. Okay. The marketing on the internet has turned the oxalates into your enemy. Don't worry about it. Okay. Pay attention to that. Register for the summit and let's have some fun together. All right. Now, Bess, if you mind flashing the link on the screen one more time and maybe putting it back in the chat box, it'll be awesome. bloodsugarrevolution.com/blah, blah, 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 that stuff underneath, okay? Just go to the chat box, whichever platform you're on, and click on that link and go to the landing page and put your name and email address in. This is your invitation. Again, you are literally the first human being on the planet to find out about this, and you are getting a special invitation to sign up for the summit before anybody else, okay? I really want you guys to be there. I want you to come to the live webinars that we're hosting every single night. I want to talk with you. I want to learn from you. I would literally pick up the phone and call you because I want to hear from you, okay? That's how important this is. So let's hang out. Let's have a good time. Let's transform the way you think. Let's transform your habits, and let's do this together. We good? Okay, one last question here. Margie! Can you put Margie's comment on the screen, Best, please, if you got a chance? Okay. I have been doing a whole food plant-based diet for a year. My A1C down to 6.1. It used to be 8. My weight is down 50 plus pounds from 150 and /160 to between 90 and 100. Margie, write a message to team@masteringdiabetes.org. Please tell them that you talked to me and I want to interview you. I literally want to learn everything I possibly can about you and see how I can turn you into being world famous. Cool? I'm very happy for you, and I'm very glad you took the bait, and I'm very glad that it's worked for you. If there's anybody else who doesn't believe that this whole thing can actually work, pay attention to what Margie said and pay attention to what Betty said earlier. This stuff works. It's awesome. Okay, Nicole. Oh, one last question. I'm type 1. I recently read your Robbie's amazing book, and I've gone completely plant-based for the last 2 months. I'm on an insulin pump and had a dramatic reduction in my insulin needs. Nicole, write an email team@masterdiabetes.org. I would love to talk with you and learn a little bit more. So please do that. Tell him you talked to Cyrus. Let's set up a time to talk because I really want to get to know more, and I want to see how we can continue to help. You rock. Thank you guys for being here. We will catch you guys real soon. And in the meantime, go eat some mangoes and have a great day. All right.